$1 sea salt versus $1 million sea salt. The ultimate showdown of taste, prestige, and beyond. When it comes to sea salt, most of us never think twice about the granules we sprinkle on our fries, stir into our soup, or toss over our salad. It's a simple commodity. $1 for a box, maybe $3 for a fancier brand. But what if I told you there's a type of sea salt so rare, so exclusive, that it could set you back $1 million? Yes, you read that right. A single, shimmering crystal of sea salt that costs more than a mansion. Sounds outrageous, right? Let's dive into the world of sea salt, from the bargain bin to the millionaire's cabinet. The humble $1 sea salt, everyday magic. Let's start with our $1 contender. You've seen it at the grocery store, probably sitting on the bottom shelf, tucked between the iodized table salt and the flour. This basic sea salt gets harvested in vast quantities from salt farms, where the sun evaporates ocean water and leaves behind simple salt crystals. It's cheap, it's common, but hey, it does the job. Texture. It's a little coarse but dissolves quickly. Flavor. Mild, with just a hint of bitterness. It's sea salt, after all. Uses everything, from salting your pasta water to sprinkling on roasted veggies. It's the all-purpose salt that no kitchen is complete without. But there's something beautifully simple about it, isn't there? It might not be gourmet, but this $1 sea salt brings out the natural flavors in food with ease. It's reliable. It's there when you need it. In a world of culinary complexity, it's the straight-shooting, no-frills underdog. $1 million sea salt, the unicorn of the culinary world. Now, let's skip to the other end of the spectrum, the $1 million sea salt. What could possibly make salt that expensive? Is it harvested by hand from the tears of mermaids at the bottom of the Mariana Trench? Not quite, but the reality isn't far off. This rare salt is sourced from extremely remote locations, often deep beneath ancient seas or from far-flung protected coastal regions. Some of the most expensive salts are harvested using centuries-old traditions. The process might involve using delicate wooden tools, taking hours to extract just a few pounds. In fact, one legendary variety comes from an isolated cove off the coast of Japan, where only a handful of master salt artisans are allowed to work. But why the jaw-dropping price tag? Well, that's where things get interesting. Unique mineral composition. This salt contains rare trace elements, magnesium, calcium, potassium, that give it a complex flavor profile. The taste is pure, slightly sweet, with a metallic tang that lingers on your palate. Appearance. Unlike your basic sea salt, these crystals are large, shimmering, and often form naturally into intricate shapes. Think of it like salt art. Each flake is a masterpiece. Prestige factor. This isn't just salt, it's a status symbol. Chefs around the world pay top dollar to have this on their menu. Just a pinch of it on a dish can elevate the experience. From delicious to once in a lifetime. It's the Rolls-Royce of seasonings. One restaurant in New York City famously sprinkled this salt on a $5,000 Kobe beef steak, and diners claimed it transformed the meal into something ethereal, like tasting the essence of the ocean itself. The great taste test. Can you really tell the difference? But let's be real here. We've all wondered, can you actually taste the difference between a $1 sea salt and the $1 million kind? Is it really worth the splurge, or is this just a case of overpriced hype? Let's put it to the test. Imagine two identical plates of food, a perfectly grilled steak, a ripe tomato salad, and a buttery baked potato. On one, we sprinkle our trusty $1 sea salt. On the other, a delicate dusting of the $1 million crystals. The $1 salt experience. The steak tastes fantastic, just as it always does. The salt enhances the natural flavors, but nothing extraordinary. The tomatoes? Juicy and ripe. The potato? Comforting, warm, and seasoned to perfection. The $1 million salt experience. Something magical happens. The steak explodes with flavor as if it's been kissed by ocean mist. The tomatoes, already fresh, now taste like they've been plucked from a garden on the Amalfi Coast. And the potato? It's transcendent, each bite a mix of buttery richness and oceanic purity. But here's the kicker. Not everyone can tell the difference. Some people shrug and say, salt is salt. But others, especially seasoned chefs and foodies, swear that there's no going back once you've tasted the $1 million salt. Why some people splurge on salt. It's easy to dismiss the $1 million salt as a ridiculous luxury, but consider this. Throughout history, salt has always been valuable. The word salary comes from salarium, the payment Roman soldiers received in salt. Wars have been fought over salt routes, and ancient civilizations rose and fell based on their access to this mineral. In a way, the high price of some modern salts is a nod to the past, when salt wasn't just a seasoning, but a symbol of wealth, power, and life itself. For some, splurging on rare salt is about more than just flavor. It's about connecting with history, supporting traditional artisans, and elevating something as simple as a meal into an experience. It's also a matter of exclusivity. After all, owning $1 million sea salt is the kind of thing you mention at a dinner party. But does it really matter? Here's where the story takes a turn. Do you need a $1 million salt to enjoy your food? Absolutely not. In fact, some of the best chefs in the world argue that good cooking is all about simplicity. A $1 sea salt can work wonders in the right hands. After all, salt's true power lies in its ability to bring out the natural flavors of food, whether it costs $1 or $1 million. But here's the twist. Knowing the difference, knowing the story behind each grain, that is what makes food fascinating. The fact that something as simple as salt can have a journey as rich as a world traveler or a history as deep as an ancient empire, that's the real beauty. Whether you sprinkle a pinch from a $1 box or a $1 million jar, salt, at its heart, remains the same, a humble, miraculous crystal born from the sea. Final thought, is the $1 million salt worth it? So here we are, back to the original question. Is the $1 million sea salt worth it? Maybe. If you're a collector, a chef, or someone who loves indulging in life's rarest pleasures, perhaps it is. But if you're like the rest of us, a $1 box of sea salt will still do wonders in your kitchen. The magic isn't in the price tag, it's in the flavor it brings to the table. But next time you're at a dinner party, ask, have you ever tried the $1 million salt? Now that is a conversation starter.